Have you ever asked yourself, what does it really mean to be American? Well, that question turned into a groundbreaking endeavor by Bill Margol of PBS, and he joins us now to share more about it. So, Bill, how did the American Portrait Project come about?
Well, the American Portrait Project came about in the wake of the events in Charlottesville a few years ago. We, as the nation's public broadcaster, PBS, we did thinking about how we wanted to respond. And the question we came to was, well, what does it really mean to be an American today? And that can be a really polarizing question. And so we figured the best way to get at the answer was to not ask the question at all, but rather put out of this project, American Portrait, as a website, and get people to respond to prompts that would allow them to tell their stories. Prompts like "I was raised to believe" or "A tradition I carry on is," and those answers, those stories that people would tell, would begin to answer the question, what does it really mean to be an American today? So, we knew that, we got 14,000 responses on the website, and we wanted to encapsulate that in some way. And so we thought the best way to do it was as a book, a coffee table book that people could hold on to and look at and pick up repeatedly and always find something new or find something inspiring in it. So as the project has begun to wrap up, what we did is we culled down the 14,000 stories into about 600 stories that are represented in this book. And those stories really represent the breadth of the amazing stories that came in as part of the project.
And what effect did the events of 2020 have on this project in particular?
I think we were fortunate in that American Portrait was really designed to be very reflective of the moment and responsive to the moment. And so what we did was we added prompts that reflected those moments. So when the pandemic hit, we added the prompt, "I never expected to," and let people respond to that. When the uprising and the protests against racial injustice, began to happen, we added another prompt, "Now is the time for," and people responded to that. And so I think in many ways, American Portrait was the perfect project for 2020 because it was adaptable and it allowed people to tell the stories of that moment, of those moments that affected us all across the year.
Can you tell us more about what's included in the book?
Well, the American Portrait book includes stories from every state and every territory. And I mean, I think that's something we're incredibly proud of. We're also incredibly proud of the incredible breadth of diversity that is shown in the book. You have people from all walks of life, from all backgrounds, all ethnicities, all religions, all geographic locations. And that was really important because that's the only way to truly paint a portrait of who we are.
And what did you learn from this extraordinary project?
I learned that we are capable of so much. Um, I learned that in the midst of the greatest challenges, we are capable of the greatest response and the greatest love. And I know that sounds corny and I know that sounds cliche, but if you look at the responses of people helping each other and people recognizing the strength that others have and the strength that we have, I just think that it says something about who we are, about, and I know that could sound Pollyanna, and I know that can sound amber waves of grain, but I think, look, there's no doubt that there we face, as I said earlier, tremendous challenges. But I think the thing, the response of what does it really mean to be an American today? It's that we're capable of so much and capable of facing those challenges in our own unique ways.
And where can our viewers get a hold of this book?
Well, American Portrait, the story of us told by us, is available everywhere books are sold right now. So I think wherever you buy your books, that's where you can get it. And it's available as we speak.
All right, Bill, thank you so much for being with us and sharing a little bit about your work. It is called the American Portrait Project, and make sure you pick that up. We'll be right back with more Midday Maryland right after this. Stay tuned.